Remember we talked about the fact that people think that you're very special? How do you feel about that?
I feel that I shouldn't discourage them in that line of thinking. You know, there's no sense in telling them any different. I always thought I was special, but then I forgot. And now, if I am, it doesn't seem so. You know? If being special means asking for something and getting it, or maybe being special is working for something and getting it. I could say now, I don't know if I'm special because it took 40 years to be a small little pebble. You know, another 40 years, I'll only be, maybe I'll be double the size or fighting to hold on to what I have. If people think that's special, they're entitled to think what they want. I hope I'm special. You'll find actors and actresses driving cabs, waiting tables, tending bar. You'll always find them jumping in and working. When I'm going to perform, well, all day long I look forward to it. No matter what I'm doing, it's in the back of my mind that I'm going to perform, and it's a good feeling. That look on William's face, huh? What do you chew the old bear hug out of, huh? Hey, Chief. Why don't you laugh? Why don't you just bust right on out and laugh? Well, you gotta laugh, Chief. Especially when things ain't so funny. Huh? 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 You know what? You know what?
What?
The ancients used to talk about the dead sun.
Right.
And I wonder if they had a nuclear war or some kind of war on
They
the moon.
did, man. They had to.
Okay.
10 minutes, please.
The last time I had an attack was 2 weeks ago. Having arthritis makes me a more desperate actor. It makes me hungry for my roles. I got less time. Son of a bitch. I live here because I can't afford to catch up with the rent to get out of here. That's why I live here. You know, if I can bring the rent up to out of the red, then I live here because it's spacious. This room here happens to be the honeymoon suite, and the service here is simply divine. And I bring all my dates here, and it's sort of, as soon as they walk in, they know they've been had, you know. I like it here because when I walk in with a date, I can seal the door shut in back of me. And it's nice one of these days. I had a feeling when they were showing me this room that they'd open up the door and there would be another clown sitting here in the chair, slumped over dead, with, I pictured cobwebs, spider webs. He had been there, the service is so bad that he had been there a month, you know, and just knocked out, you know. Now, why do I stay here? I stay here because this is the dregs of the kegs, baby. This is the bottom of the barrel, and it makes me excited to go out and do good. Can you imagine? Well, see, I live here because I live near Wall Street, and I always get, you got a quarter, man, Mac? I need car fare. And I stay here, and it embarrasses people to ask me for money, is why I stay here. It's very good for business. I stay here so people won't really know how tremendously, fantastically I'm doing. You got a paper I could sign?
A paper?
Yeah. Then you can add a few things to it. Like how I'm part of a plot to overthrow the government. And like how I think life on your ward is the sweetest goddamn thing this side of the way. Yeah, then you can give me a blanket and a package of Red Cross cigarettes. Lady, the commies could have learned something from you.
Well, we are trying to help
Hey,
you.
what do I get? My pants slit, my head shaved. Mac. Okay, don't worry, Chief. I'll go first. If they can't hurt me, they can't hurt you. What's that?
Conducting.
Oh, anoint us my head with conducting. What do I get, a crown of thorns?
Papa! Papa!
Don't holler, Chief. But if you gotta holler, it's gutsball! Gutsball!
Gutsball?
Yeah, gutsball. Get wild, Ruth Kramer. Charge! Give me your
Gutsball!
You learn it, no.
Gutsball!
No,
Gutsball!
That'll be a big drag, you know. And it is a big drag when I find that I'm attracted to a young lady in a different way than she's attracted to me. Then I always pull back and I check myself and I figure, holy cow. When I'm older, then it'll be happening all of the time. I can't help but think of that grandfather in Zorba that sat near the well and cried, watching the young maidens pass by. The other day, I thought, my God, I'm so much younger than him. Then we took pictures together, and I saw my picture, and I'm way older than him. And I thought, be a son of a bitch, the years just slipped by. You can't see yourself with your own eyes except for mirrors, you know. So I was looking outside of my eyes with what I used to think I looked like. You know, and all of a sudden, I'm shaving in the morning, and I said, holy Christ, you know. And then when I saw my picture, you realize that you're old. It's like an old person that's senile, that's riding a bicycle or skipping rope again for a few minutes to bring that back. there was that instant. It's just like death, you just don't face it. You put it aside out of your mind for a while. Actually, the longer it's out of my mind, the better off it is.
When I first met Jack, he was on stage. I saw McMurphy before I saw Wallace. Well, what attracted me at first was his character on stage. The cuckoo scene, really, when there's this very moving scene between the Chief and McMurphy, and they embrace each other. And there was something in there that just wasn't the rough McMurphy character. There was something inside of him, too. Jack is a very emotional person. Jack is from a completely different background than I am. I come from the, quote, you know, intellectual, liberal family type of thing. And Jack was brought up on the west side of Chicago, and he had to fight his way to school every day, street gangs. So he's used to violence in his life, whereas I'm not.
Here's his high school picture. Yeah, this one is a nice one. That was taken quite some time ago. He has a mustache now. He was growed up into an Italian in the Cabrini project where they was Italians. And I think where he first began to get the acting fever was that he used to mock the Italian fruit peddlers. And he could do it too. I guess all the young kids could at that time. Jack done a lot of weightlifting, but he was pretty skinny when he was young. But it didn't take him long to put on some weight, and he was very strong. I think he could lift around about 300 pounds. I know when he worked on the ice wagon, he used to take those great big cakes of ice, put them on his shoulders, and I do know that he's walked up 3 flights of stairs with him on his back. Here's a little smirky picture of Jack when he was young. Oh boy. This one. Oh, I could beat his ears down there many a time on that thing, but it just wasn't big enough. There's a picture of him on a diving board down around Pekin, Illinois. This is Jack. He looks like gangsters. Yeah, here. Jack was just about the end of high school. He married awfully young. Many years ago, way back, I had a pretty good job. Just bought a home and a new car, money in the bank. And my wife was pregnant with Jack. And the bank went broke. I think we got about 7 cents back on the dollar in those days. And we didn't lose anything on the house, but we had to get rid of it in the car. And I spent the next 14 years, I waited till the baby was born, Jack was born, and then I had to leave home because I didn't want to be sick around him. And the next 14 years were spent in sanatoriums. And I didn't get to bring up Jack, so his mother had to work. She worked very hard, and Jack just had to raise himself, and he did a good job, very good job.
Well, there's nothing about my past that I really don't want to talk about. It's to who I'm talking to. Some people you talk to about certain things, some you don't. Some parts of your past you just don't talk to. I come from a neighborhood where it didn't seem like class. If you would say, yeah, I did 3 months in the joint there. You know, oh yeah, I did 10, baby, standing on my head. I've been stealing all my life and I never got caught. I want to tell you something. I've been taking dope since 1916. You know the type of things. You know. I don't want to tell you this, but I have this thing. I'm a funny kind of guy. You know. I like to watch. You know. I don't think I'm hard to know. You know. But then, that's inside looking out. I mean, I'm telling you everything. You know. What is there to tell? You know, once in jail, you know, I was staying there. I was in a cell for about a year, alone, just real happy. I figured I had about 10 years to do. And I'm there doing my time, and they throw a cell partner in with me. And in about 2 days, he'd tell his whole life history, his ambition, and everything else like that. And then I'd just throw him out or ask that he be moved, because then I would be bored. You know, if you start out real high, where do you build from? If you start out seeing everything you've done, where do you go from there? You know? As far as acting goes, for big responsible roles is what I'm built for. I go to pieces with anything else. Has a lot to do with my mental attitude. If I think I'm big, I act different than when I think I'm small. Some roles make me small. If you're put into a room and all the furniture is big, you'll start sucking your thumb one way or another. But if you're put into a room and all the furniture is little, you act differently. Hopefully for the best.
Behave yourself, boy.
Behave yourself, boy. Come back here, you goddamn...
I don't set out with no fixed pattern of trying to do anything. It happens. It's got to happen each performance. I don't set out and say, I'm not a thinking actor. I don't set out and say, this is going to happen, because if you say this is going to happen, I look at you and I don't see that you're honest with an emotion with me. I got to come down in an emotion so that you could give me something that would make us work. If you're in a bullshit, you're going to give me a bullshit thing, I'm not going to go for it or react. So, I don't say here's a fixed thing and I show you a half anger, right? And maybe it ain't honest or something, or you don't know how to deal with it. I don't plan it. I see what happens. I know my lines. They know theirs, and they're thinking all the time, and they're thinking in terms of their character, and they're thinking also in terms of the play. So we have a game to play, and here are the boundaries. The boundaries are the walls of this theater. We can make decisions from here to there, and from here to there. Sometimes I like to make them from here to out in the street. You know, they wouldn't let me do that.
You take your vitamins, Billy? Because I'm warning you, that candy girl. Woo!
Oh, Mac. Go bashful on me now. I'm laying $5 that you burn her down.
That's what I'm gonna do. Gonna burn her down.
Hey, you got any money?
How much?
About $30.
What for?
What do you mean, what for? Candy's bringing liquor. There's Turkle to take care of. I'm making the buffet. What are you looking down your nose like that for at me?
It's something that Miss Ratchet said.
What'd she say?
Well, how you was always coming out ahead, how you was always winning things.
Winner. Oh, boy. Winner.
In the category of Best Performance by an Actor in a Principal Role, the nominees are
for his portrayal of King Henry II in the Country Club Playhouse production of The Lion in Winter, Norman Rice.
for his portrayal of McMurphy in the 11th Street Theater production of One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest, Jack Wallace. For his performance as the MC in the In the Round Playhouse production of Cabaret, Dietrich Schnelling.
For his role as Inspector Ruff in Arlington Park's Angel Street, Bob Thompson.
And the winner of the Best Actor in a Principal Role award is Dietrich Schnelling for Cabaret.
Oh, this is awful. It's worse than waiting for the results of an audition. I must have gone to the bathroom at least 12 times in the last 5 minutes. Thank you. Thank you very much to the Jefferson Committee, to CBS, WBBM TV, and to my family, and to Mr. Nathan Block for having the courage.
kept drinking until he died. They found him in an alley and threw dirt in his eyes. The combine whipped him. He beats everybody. Oh, they don't bust you outright. They got ways of working it that you can't even see. Yeah, of course. They get a hold of your head and the whole thing. And if you fight them, they'll lock you up someplace and make you shout. And take away your home and death. I've been fucking crazy.
Yeah.
It don't make sense.
I didn't say it didn't make any sense. I only meant you don't have to talk. Shh.
You hear him?
Get into Hawking. Flying south. It's going to be an early winter.
Wire bride, Limberlost.
Huh?
It's an old children's rhyme. My grandmama taught it to me.
Oh, yeah. I remember. You play it with your finger? Hold up your hands. Wire, briar, limber, lock.
3 geese in the flood.
One flew east,
And one flew west.
and one flew over the cuckoo's nest.
McMurphy. Make me big again.
Hell, Chief. It looks to me like you grew a half a foot already.
How can I be big if you ain't? Okay, everybody.
I have to disregard all of those thoughts towards age and pressure to do any kind of decent job. Well, I'm fighting time.
You know, I'm not saying I would commit suicide if I didn't succeed. I'm saying there would be nothing left. I burned my bridges, is what I've done. I've got to make it, you know, be too late to go into business. I don't have the strength I had then. And I'm getting kind of old. And so I have to succeed.